on your position, just know your spot. Show don't stop, it's a long season. Figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good. We don't need your feedback. It cleared the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street. Case on the news.
Well, the onset of fall weather, Coach, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley. And we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the San Francisco 49ers. Versus 0-3. Will current form hold? We'll find out as we're off in Week 4. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, D.
Naeem Hines, his first carry. Shifts by him at the 25. And he's into the clear. The 40, 30, 10. Touchdown, 49ers. Naeem Hines, 81 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Come on, set. 18, Gator. 54. Got you, boy. I got you.
They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Protein spill. Check that.
On second down, a run with Lindsay. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
It's a party now. It's a party now. Mike 5-4. Look at me. Door. Check. Let's go.
Operating from the gun, Cowan. Being chased out left. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
This is taken at the 23. his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Hines. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 11. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
60 yards. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Hey! Leo! 25, check 25, check 25. Now! Whip. Watch the whip.
This is Hines. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Ready. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, Delta. Ready.
Second down, Stidham to throw. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That, too.
And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, it's Lindsey. He'll get 3 up to midfield. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. On 1st and 10, Cowan. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Denver has the first down, the play going for 15 yards.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. On second down now, it's Lindsey. It looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on third down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And it's third down.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
I'm coming for you, son.
Looking to throw. Cowan going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And his kick here is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Naeem Hines, 76 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa in there for the sack on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 21-3 is your score after 1. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 18, and they will score. It's a 49er touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
If you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
They'll run here with Lindsey. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Back to throw. Hollis eluding the pressure right, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Let's go. 60 yards. Hey, Drew.
After the interception, here's Stidham. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Stidham. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Here's Stidham to throw. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. George Kittle, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go. Watch the safety creep. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Ready. On first down, Richard. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On 2nd down, it's Lindsey. And an alley to run. The 20, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Phillip Lindsay, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos get a bit closer. Extra point right down the middle, and that will get them one closer. Well, it is still a lopsided score, so they're going to try a second quarter onside kick. And the 49er hands team does its job. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 22 and a first down. They run with Hines. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1, Stidham. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. An 18-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point splits the uprights, and a route is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll run on first down. Lindsey. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Go!
Off the play fake. Hollis. He's going to rifle one deep left. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Now they'll throw it with Stidham. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 33. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. They go play action now. Stidham. He lets this one fly toward the back. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Hollis. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. But his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. This quarterback now just 3 of 6 throwing it, but that last completion gets a first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Throwing again. Hollis. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since.
Let's get there.
Hey, high 7, 2.
Off play action. Hollis. He wants it all for the end zone. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. A final shot before break. Hollis completes it to Fant on the right side. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Come on, fellas.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And the penalty, it helps a little, but they'll still have to navigate a 3rd and 9 now. Back to throw. Hollis. He's got his tight end Fant. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
15 line.
That's going to be a long day. That's going to be a long day. He's checking. He's checking.
Team spill.
Crash.
Hey, Charlie.
Shit. 91 is the mic.
Fair.
Check 31.
Throwing on first down. Hollis. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw. Unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Alpha.
91.
To throw again. Hollis. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
8, read.
All day, defense, all day.
Now.
On first down, right back to Lindsey. Oh, now Lindsey lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Niners. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
And now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here?
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
That his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up by Keanu Neal. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
They run again with Hines. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. Stidham, nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Oh, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 30 yards there. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. And to give this time to the tailback. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Tavon Young. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. On first down, It's Hines. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Check 50, check 50.
Ready?
Now it's Hines. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 11 at the 35-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Hey, I'm coming.
Now Stidham on second down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 13. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And some room to roam now. And he takes it all the way down to the 44-yard line. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 43 yards on the ground. Now it's Lindsey. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. On second down, here's a run with Matt. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Looking to throw. Hollis. And that will be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Back to throw. Hollis. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. DeForest Buckner. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A loss of 2 there, second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense. Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
54. I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball.
Off the play fake. Here's Stidham. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be first and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Richard. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. The Broncos on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Hollis. This is the tight end, Fant. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Noah Fant, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos get one score closer. Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Now a handoff here to his running back. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Hines. And now a fumble. The ball's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone
and somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The Niners take over first and 10. Let's go! At their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discussed? And he loses the football a second time. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Another incomplete pass there. What do you take from this game offensively?
Well, it's tough to really analyze for them because it is a team game, right? Let's be honest, though. The defense did them no favors in this one at all. Offense actually moved the ball.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word-go.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No. It's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
He had it online, gave it a pretty good ride too, but in the end, he's a victim of the crossbar.
And Brandon, you know kickers very well. I bet if we ask him after the game, he'll say he didn't get all of it. We've seen him hit from deeper than this in warm-ups. But here, he's a foot or so from clearing that bar.
He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. Oh, Stidham's actually going to throw it. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. Stidham. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. On 3rd down, Stidham. Throwing right, and that's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 26. This quarterback now 9 of 16. Stidham hit, and he lost it. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Yeah, can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Niners, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. They will hit the road next week for a date with the Oakland Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll sink now to 0-4. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin.